Welcome, martial arts enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the powerful and unique world of Kajukembo, a hybrid martial art that was born on the tough streets of Hawaii and forged in real-world combat situations. If you've never heard of Kajukembo or only know it by name, you're in for an eye-opening journey. Kajukembo isn't just another martial art, it's a blend of several fighting systems, designed for practical, no-nonsense self-defense. With influences from karate, judo, jujutsu, kenpo, and boxing, it's known for its adaptability, power, and effectiveness in real-life confrontations. In this video, we'll explore how Kajukembo was created, what makes it stand out from other martial arts, and how its techniques work together to form a complete system of defense. Whether you're a practitioner, an instructor, or just a fan of martial arts, you'll discover something new. We'll look at the history, the founding masters, the core techniques, and how Kajukembo has evolved into a respected and global martial art. You'll also see how this style reflects the spirit of innovation, resilience, and unity among martial traditions. So tighten your belt, stretch your stance, and get ready, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why Kajukembo is not just a style, it's a mindset. Let's begin. Kajukembo. Kajukembo is a hybrid martial art from Hawaii. It was developed in the late 1940s and founded in 1947 in the Palama settlement on Oahu, territory of Hawaii. Kajukembo training incorporates a blend of striking, kicking, throwing, takedowns, joint locks, and weapon disarmament. Today, Kajukembo is practiced all over the world in many different branches. In contrast to many traditional martial arts, students are not required to mimic their teacher, but are encouraged to develop their own expression of the art after they first master the system. Etymology. The name Kajukembo is a combination of the various arts from which its style is derived. The name of the system has been derived from the beginnings of the names of the styles that had become components of Kajukembo. Ka from Japanese and Korean karate, Tang Soo Do. A Ju from Japanese Judo and Jujutsu. A Ken from Kenpo and or the Japanese word for fist. A Bo from Western boxing, as well as Chinese boxing, Quan Fa. History. 1945 to 1959. In the late 1940s, the Palama settlement was a violent area. Because of this environment, 5 martial artists from varying backgrounds, initially known as the Black Belt Society, came together with the goal of developing an art that would be practical and effective on the street. These founders sought to develop one style that would complement each of their individual styles and yet allow for effective fighting at a greater variety of ranges and speeds. The 5 founding members of Kajukembo were Adriano D. Emperador, Kosho Shoriai Ryu Kenpo, Arnis and Ing Kung Fu, Joseph Hulk, Kodokan Judo, Peter Young Yil Chu, Tang Soo Do, Mu Duk Kwan, Boxing and Shotokan Karate, Frank F. Ordonez, Sakino Jiu-Jitsu, Clarence Chong, Sil Lum Pai Gong Fu, Ing Kung Fu and Chin Na. Of the 5, Adriano Directo Emperador is often attributed to be the founder. In its conception, the founders followed a simple rule. If a technique worked consistently on the street, or against one another, then it stayed in the system. If it did not, it was discarded. This allowed the style to maintain its self-defense focus, while covering limitations found within each of their traditional arts. For 2 years, 1945 to 1947, these 5 teachers put their knowledge into practice, rehearsing everyday possible situations of aggression in real life. Furthermore, it was designed to exemplify the best aspects of American culture, such as courage, pragmatism, and deep personal conviction, all the while maintaining the rich cultures of their individual Asian heritages. Later they decided to call the system Kajukembo, referring to the initials of the martial arts that compose it, and created the Black Belt Society. Initially, the school that would become the first Kajukembo school was run by Wendell McCandless in Palama Settlement, Honolulu. After having studied under William Chow, Emperador had studied under McCandless. After McCandless had died, Emperador took control of the school and renamed it Palama Settlement Kajukembo Self-Defense's Institute of Karate. Shortly after its conception, the Korean War broke out, and with it Joe Hulk, Peter Chu, Frank Ordonez, and Clarence Chong left Hawaii on active military service, leaving only Adriano Emperador to continue teaching the system. Although Adriano Emperador was listed as the chief instructor of Kajukembo Institute, most of the instruction was handled by his younger brother, Joseph Joe Emperador. After the death of Joseph Emperador, the Kajukembo Institute fell in chaos, causing 14 black belt-level instructors to leave the school after the week of his death. The institute remaining inoperable for 3 months, until classes eventually restarted under the instruction of Joe Dela Cruz and Adriano Emperador. In 1958, over time the teachings moved to the Pacific coast of the United States, specifically to a student from the institute, Elijah Reyes, who opened the first school outside the Hawaiian Islands, at the Travis Air Force Base, in California. One of his students was Richard Peralta, who started Kajukembo in 1959. That same year, Adriano Emperador integrated wushu techniques into Kajukembo, turning his art into a fluid combination of hard and soft techniques. After 1959, Charles Gaylord, Tony Ramos, and Elijah Reyes, who had received their black belts from Emperador, passed down Kajukembo in the United States. Each of them opened their own Kajukembo school in California, with first being Tony Ramos in 1960, and followed by Reyes, Gaylord, Joe Halbuna. In 1965, Al DeCascos would follow. In 1967, Charles Gaylord, along with other accomplished Kajukembo practitioners Elijah Reyes, Joe Halbuna, Tony Ramos, and Al DeCascos formed the Kajukembo Association of America, KAA. Kajukembo in present. Kajukembo continues to evolve with each generation and maintains its primary focus on realism and practicality. There are usually martial arts schools that will change along with time to fit into the day's society. It is generally thought that unfair moves, such as strikes to the eyes or groin, are perfectly acceptable, as is whatever else the practitioner feels is necessary to get home that day. Currently, Kajukembo includes more grappling techniques and more throws than other Kenpo schools. The curriculum include different counterattacks against punches, knives, sticks, firearms, and grappling. Certain Kajukembo schools direct attention to 26 fundamental forms, kata. These kata had been divided into 13 pinions and 13 concentrations. Each one has its own specific name. For example, the first one is called Crane Strike / Tiger's Claw. The name of each concentration describes its characteristic movement. So, the first concentration includes a crane strike and a tiger claw. These sequences are incorporated into Kajukembo to enhance the student's skills. Each movement in these forms has its own meaning. For example, the first beat in Pinion 1 is a right outside strike that moves into the backbend position during the beat. This motion can be applied to block a blow with a punch. These sequences also focus on combat that faces more than one opponent. Training workouts emphasize cardio conditioning and functional strength. While individual schools may show variation, it would not be unusual to train with sandbags or boxing gloves. There are core self-defense techniques at the heart of Kajukembo, and Kajukembo schools discourages impractical and flashy moves. Most Kajukembo curricula feature counterattacks to punches, kicks, grabs, as well as using knives, sticks and guns to counter back. While this base of common knowledge will keep school styles similar, there is plenty of room for variation. This openness tends to encourage schools to incorporate other arts into their practice. The primary concentration of all Kajukembo schools remains real-world self-defense. Associations and groups. Emperador's Kajukembo Self-Defense Institute Worldwide Inc. Founded by Joe Adriano Emperador, it exists as an umbrella aiming to bring all branches of Kajukembo under Joe's umbrella. The KSDI is currently under the administration of GM Kimo Emperador with Deputy Administrator GM Glenn Fraticelli. Kajukembo Association of America. In 1967, Charles Gaylord, along with other Kajukembo practitioners Elijah Reyes, Joe Halbuna, Tony Ramos, John Ramos and Alda Cascos formed the Kajukembo Association of America, KAA. The KAA organization lasted until the early 1970s, but it was brought back in 1980 under the leadership of Charles Gaylord. 15 years later, in September 1995, the KAA's black belts promoted Charles Gaylord to the honorary rank of 10th degree black belt. Grandmaster Gaylord's traditional Kajukembo curriculum continues to be taught by his chief instructors who operate Kajukembo schools in Hawaii and other parts of the United States and the world, including countries like Japan. Worldwide Kajukembo Federation. The Worldwide Kajukembo Federation is headed by Senior Grandmaster Hemines, along with an executive board of Professor Al-Saraf in Kuwait, Senior Grandmaster Robert New in Hawaii and Grandmaster Jimmy Willis in the USA. The Worldwide Kajukembo Federation is a highly progressive form of Kajukembo that promotes not just self-defense, street combatives training, but has also produced champions in forms and points fighting and also trains MMA and Sanda competitors. Now that you've seen the roots and reach of Kajukembo, it's clear that this isn't a martial art bound by tradition alone. It's a system that thrives on evolution, practicality, and unity across styles. From its birth in post-war Hawaii to its spread across dojos worldwide, Kajukembo continues to prove that strength comes from adaptation and collaboration. It's a martial art forged in real-world challenges and designed to prepare you for anything. The combination of karate, judo, kenpo, and boxing makes Kajukembo a truly hybrid style, one that offers not only physical techniques, but also the mental toughness and discipline needed to overcome adversity. Whether you're looking to improve your self-defense skills, deepen your martial knowledge, or just gain respect for one of the most effective combat systems ever created, Kajukembo is a name you won't forget. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more martial arts content. And remember, Kajukembo isn't just about fighting, it's about surviving, adapting, and thriving. See you in the next video.